doggy here. Oh! He didn't like the fact that I clapped. I think he's just I think he's just hungry. Oh, there's another boy. Another boy. We are back again, with another cosplay, and it is going to be another Ghibli cosplay, even though I did make a promise to myself that I'm gonna venture out from One Piece and Ghibli moving forward, but I really want to make this dress. I really do. I'm sure most of you have watched The Boy and Heron. I watched the movie, I liked it. It's a very confusing, not gonna lie. It's a little weird, and I don't think I understood it on the first watch, so I guess I'm gonna have to watch it again and again to really like get the message behind it. But I like Lady Himi's design a lot. I liked her dress. The first moment I saw the stills of that movie, I was like, yeah, I want that dress. I want to wear that dress. It's the way I personally would love to dress all the time, but yet I'm here wearing sweatshirts and leggings. So that's why we're making Lady Himi's or Himi-sama's cosplay this time. Yeah. So stay tuned. Unlike with my Nami shirt, instead of sewing two fabrics on top of one another, I'm going to sew the stripes together individually. It's obviously the easier and neater way to do it. I might redo my Nami cosplay one day, but as of right now, I have way too many projects lining up. Because I'm going to be connecting stripes together, I figured I might need a little bit extra seam allowance, so I just made my passion 4 sizes bigger than it actually should have been, just so that I wouldn't be running out of fabric and things becoming a bit too snug. The darker red stripes are about 1/3 of what the lighter red stripes are, so all I did was fold the pattern in. I really need to sharpen my scissors, as I can only do short little cuts at a time, and it's really starting to hurt my hand. Last thing to do is assemble which stripe goes where. I made it easier for myself by numbering every stripe. Now, if only I could still read my own handwriting, that would make it actually easy. After pinning everything together, I hopped on my overlock machine, cause that's what it's called, not a seamer. In Finnish it's called saumuri, so it made sense in my head, but moving on from my bad English. I figured using the overlock is the quickest way of doing it, and since the fabric was easily fraying, it also removed the issue all at once. And with that, I started with my tedious quest of sewing stripes. Overlocks have this wonderful quality to them that cuts off any excess fabric you might have. I use it for my advantage big time, as using a pattern 4 sizes too big was maybe an oversight on my part. I think I could have used a pattern that was maybe 1 size or 2 sizes bigger, but yeah, it is what it is. Just sewing the back of the shirt with 11 stripes took me just 10 minutes, so it's definitely a quick way of doing this. As I tried the shirt on the first time, I had already taken in the stripes a little bit more, but decided to leave it a little bit loose still, so that the dress can be a pullover. I have yet to buy the invisible zipper foot, so until I do that, I'll try to avoid using zippers in my projects. The skirt was an utter fail. It was massive, as I did want to make it a full circle skirt, but I multiplied my waist size by accident a bit too much. I will be trying to gather it to create a poofy look, but this is still ridiculously too much for the shirt to be connected to. As the skirt is taking a bit of remodeling, I figured let's focus on the sleeves and the collar instead. The poofiness that I had with the skirt was utterly lost with the sleeves, so I'll have to figure that out. But at least the collar looks cute. It's all coming together little by little. I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea or not, but I figured I'm gonna try and sew this like sleeve end of the sleeve, I don't know what do you call it, before I sew the sleeves together. Sorry, I don't know if I should do it the other way around or not, but yeah, maybe I'll do it this way and then I'll regret it if not. But yeah, I like how this is coming. I like the stripes. I think it looks good. Okay, so the shirt is like, I guess you could say that it's done. Like I still need to add the button here, but like, and obviously like iron it, but yeah, other than that, like, I think it's looking quite nice. I don't know I don't know how it looks from behind. I love the sleeves. They're not as puffy as Himi has, but yeah, I don't know. Either way. The skirt is still unattached, but I'm gonna gather it up to the waist, and I think it's gonna look quite nice. In terms of the shirt, I think sewing it shut a little bit more is something that I still need to do, and also like maybe gather it up just a teeny tiny bit, like take it in a little would be okay, like so. Like imagine it going inwards. How I could get the sleeves a little bit more puffy, like should I add maybe some tulle to it? I don't know, but yeah. Adding the skirt to the shirt was a bit of a struggle I faced. After taking it in, the top of the skirt started twisting to the right and leaving it uneven looking. I tried attaching key points while also trying to gather as much fabric as I could without getting a bulky look. I also tried having some of the stripes sync up, but that was a fruitless effort. As you can probably tell, the front and the back of the dress are completely uneven, with the front being too high and the back being too low. I still have much more to learn about using the dress form as an aid. After sewing everything together, it's obvious the skirt is uneven from the top, and the dress altogether is looking way too bulky and unflattering. I figured if I could add some darts to it, but it would require me to undo a lot, and I may end up with bad looking stripes. What I end up doing is re-sewing the skirt on and adding an elastic to the mid just to create a little bit of a waist. The waist is still a little bit uneven, but at least it's a little less bulky. To finish the dress, all I needed was to add the buttons. I made so only one side can be unbuttoned, while the other one is constantly attached. I'm sorry, I'm such a skilled YouTuber that I figured the best way to show you what I'm doing is by standing in front of the camera. I ended up reattaching the buttons as I put them a bit too high, but I ended up putting them now a little bit too low, so I guess I just can't win. Next up is the apron. As I started adding the patterns and cutting out pieces, I came to a sad reality. I would have needed a good extra 20 centimeters more of the fabric, but I was going to make it work either way. It's always a bummer when you run out of fabric, so I always try to order a little extra just in case, but in most cases, you can just work around it in the end. Once again, I ended up wanting to try and use French seam, and this time I think it actually worked. The fabric was thin enough, and I was very pleased with the end result. Because I didn't have enough fabric, my frills to the apron weren't as frilly as I would have liked them to be, and I had already figured the ribbon to tie everything together wouldn't be long enough and would need parts added to them. But besides that, I think it looks really cute, even in the dark. I'm still trying to save up with the electricity bill. So I'm finishing off with the apron, but because I just followed the pattern without actually thinking about it, I now have these wings here that don't really do anything. So I'm gonna have to do some re-sewing, replanning there. I'm still trying to figure out like how I want these to go. I think they're supposed to go across, but I don't know. And I think I'm gonna have to add a little bit more ribbon to this actually, so that I can have the big bow. But other than that, like I do think it's coming together quite nicely. Yeah. After the dress and apron were finished, the only thing that was left was the wig. Again, as it's a pulled back ponytail, I dreaded making it, but since I wouldn't be able to use my own hair this time, I was just gonna have to figure it out. The wig I'm using is already a better quality than the last one I had, so I just pull it all in to a ponytail, use the hair mousse and hairspray with the front to pull the hair back and hope for the best. I also added some pins to help keep the hair back. But with that, we are once again finished, and here's the reveal. This took me a little bit longer than I anticipated. Not because there were... Hello. Hello. Oh. This took me a little bit longer than I anticipated. Hey, Nut. Oh gosh. This took me a little bit longer than I anticipated, not because it was complicated or that there were like issues and struggles really, but because I've just been so exhausted by work, like in real life. Ricky threw a ball at him. I've just been very stressed out about my real life work. After I come home from work, like I've just been very exhausted. Even though technically I do know that making a cosplay would help ease my mind and it would help me to relax, I just haven't had the energy to want to relax in this type of way. Like I've just been sleeping. Like last night I slept for good like a good 10 hours again. There's just been a reason why it's taken me this long, and the reason hasn't been because like this has been so very complicated, but like because I've just been very tired. Overall, like this cosplay, like I'm very happy with it. Like making the stripes and the colour and all that, like it all came down rather easily. The only thing I am having an issue with is that I over-exaggerated how much extra fabric I would be needing for the bodice and for the skirt. Because originally I was hoping that I could wear this costume like on its own, like I could go to a grocery store and I could just put the dress on without the apron. But now, due to it being so big, I don't really like how it looks on me. Like it doesn't fit well. I do like how the skirt and the bodice, how it came out, and I do like the stripes. Like I don't know if it was a good call on using the Sima. Is that what it's called in English? Sima? I don't know. Saumuri. I think it's Sima. Yeah. Connecting the lines, but it was at least the quickest and the easiest way to do it, like so. The color itself, like it's okay, but like it doesn't stay up like Himi's does. I think it might have needed some like stabilizer or something like that, so that the color would keep up instead of it just constantly like flopping open. The apron, I do like it as well. Like this is definitely something that I can see myself wearing inside the house, like on its own. Like if I someday want to do some, like, I don't know, baking, cooking. Yeah, absolutely. Like putting on this apron would make me feel like such a home goddess or something. I like how it looks. I like how the ruffles over here are as well. Like maybe they're not like as ruffly as they could have been, but I don't really mind. I like it this way. The wig, I was originally planning on making like a fake hairline, but then I just realized I just don't know how to. Like I don't even know like where to start. Like I've tried it like 2 different times now and it just hasn't worked. So that's why it looks like it does right now. It's not perfect, but it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. It has been worse. Like maybe if I had some like loose hairs, like to frame my face, because like I have quite a wide face. So like, I don't know, like if that will work, like would that help? I don't know. I'm just ruining my wig right now. I don't really know what to say other than like just I like it. I'm gonna take this off now it's giving me a weak headache and I'm feeling very hot. So, and I think I'm gonna have to go and play with the dogs because like they are really having a lot of energy, like way too much energy. Oi rakas, oi rakas. It's a broccoli. Oh, she has so much energy, this one. Oi. Bye-bye. Maybe the brows are a little bit too dark. I don't know, there's something about this makeup that I don't really like, or maybe it's just the fact that you see so much of my face. I don't know. I don't like it. Maybe I just don't like my face. I want a new one. Bye.